Hello all and welcome back to the GCSL / Apollo Rome2 tourney, and this is Ellington. And we are back on the settlement of Carthage with Battle 2 from the round 1 matchup of Total War Community versus Knights of L. So getting right into the army comps here. As the attackers, we have got the Total War Community, and right here, first off, we have got Egypt. Egypt is being commanded by H2O, and we've got quite a bit of Galatian swordsmen for him. Couple thorax back in the back, some regular pikemen, more thorax, Egyptian infantry, and a royal thorax sword general. And then he's got 3 Cretan archers here. Now, kind of mixed in with him is going to be Epirus, and Epirus also has 3 Cretan archers, but is bringing some Illyrian levies. 2 of those so far, looks like. We have a big group of them over here with mercenary Samnite warriors, and I believe Thorough Spears? Yep, Thorough Spears here. Then finally, and Epirus is being commanded by Hannibal Barca. Then finally, for the attackers, the Total War Community, we have got Erverni, and Erverni is being commanded by Barrow Games. And for him, we've got a ton of chosen swords over here. A couple Oathsworn, as well as another chosen sword. And then we have some Celtic warriors, Levy Freeman, and that pretty much wraps it up for the attackers, as well as an Oathsworn general. So does he have 3 Oathsworn? 1, 2, okay, 2 Oathsworn. Okay, yeah, 2 Oathsworn over here. Now, for the Knights of L as the defenders, first off, we have Lusitani. Lusitani is being commanded by Marius 12, and kind of similarly to the Lusitani army from the last game, we've got a lot of Lusitani swordswomen, veteran shield warriors, Iberian and Balearic slingers. Then we got 2 nobles, Lusitani nobles, and some more veteran shield warriors here. Then next to him we have got Boii, and Boii is being commanded by Legacy. And looks like a mixture of Celtic warriors and sword followers. Sword followers are extremely good for their price, but then we do actually also have some axe warriors kind of mixed in here. Then we've got a light horse up at the top gate. And then finally for the defenders, we have got Masacely, and Masacely is being commanded by Pieman. Now, I believe, let's see, we've got some slave infantry, desert legionaries, Gatuli tribesmen, some tribal slingers. So pretty standard stuff for Masacely. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this one popped off. But as you can see, Masacely also has a Numidian rider outside of the gates here. I think he was going to try and get into some archers, but this could be really painful for him. Does Epirus see him there? Yes, he does. Oh man, the Thorough Spears. Just that outrageous amount of javelins. That unit is already just incredibly damaged now. And so yeah, he's going to bring that back into the settlement. You know, I believe these guys were hidden in this little forest patch. So for him, he could not see that big clump was there. But yeah, he's just going to pull them back in. No point leaving them out there to get, hammered down. Now, as Erverni, they did guerrilla deploy a bunch of their siege equipment further up closer to the walls. And as you can see, they ran their stuff up to the siege equipment. Now, this is kind of an interesting strategy because it can be beneficial, but it can also be kind of detrimental to you as well. Just in the fact that, yes, it does put your siege equipment closer, so you are quicker to get to the walls. But it also means that your units, as they're running up to the siege equipment, are far more exposed to artillery fire. So you do risk taking some really heavy damage from artillery. They are going after the Oathsworn back in the back, and then getting through some of the lines of chosen swords here. Took 5 out of that one, and then this one's lost 4. Bastion Ballista already at 68 kills, and this one at 70. So they are getting some good kills. A lot of it you can see has been right off of the 2 units of Celtic Warriors here. It's an exposed unit, very easily, very easy to hit. Now we got the Levy Freeman Tower moving up. Oh yeah, he also has a light horse. Or did he move his light horse? No, he has 2 light horses. He has another light horse on this gate over here. So 1 wall down here, and it looks like they're just going to take the wall right next to it and make 1 large breach here. Should make a pretty big breach. A good thing to use there. But what's going to be handy is, looks like they're also going to come in here and destroy these walls, which is going to make it less beneficial for the defenders to hold this area. Got Carrying Axemen and Thorax Swords from Egypt moving forward towards the wall. They're not going to destroy these walls yet because I think they want to land onto them with the towers. And if they destroy this, they can't get off of it, so be a waste of troops. No cavalry coming out yet from the defenders. We still have the Numidian riders as well. Alright, now Lusitani is getting on the wall with some Lusitani swordswomen just to counter off the Levy Freeman here. I'm hoping that Lusitani will use the rest of his ammo for his ballista, otherwise he might have just lost that unit with kills left in it. Alright, we're going to have a big breach happening over this way. Now, it looks like they're going to have 3 individual breaches, not 1 large one, though. And then they're going to push 1 tortoise up this way to come up here, it looks like. More towers moving up from Egypt here. And then Epirus does have a ballista over here, and really there's not much the defenders can do about that right now unless they use their cavalry. But you know what though? There is some juicy looking archers here. I mean, there are pikes and there are some Galatian swords nearby, but those archers look pretty exposed to me, although we probably can't see some of Epirus' stuff right now. Looks like maybe we're going to have some more units come up on the wall. I mean, they're not climbing yet, but he might start taking this depleted Celtic War. He might put it on the walls to support the Levy Freeman. Does look like he's going to send 1 Celtic warrior into the breach. I don't really like that move. Okay, well, I guess Basacely does... Okay, so... Basacely did land on the wall and is now getting into this swordswoman while the Celtic warrior comes in on that one. And I think this guy is going to protect against the other side. But now the Galatian legionaries pulled off of it. I'm not particularly sure why. I think you should keep them engaged here. Finish off that swordswoman quickly because it's going to annihilate that Celtic warrior very, very quickly. But they're not. They're just going to let the Celtic warrior die. They're going to let these 2 Lusitani swordswomen live. I think you're wasting an opportunity to get some easy kills here. You know, you've got them surrounded, or would have them surrounded. You could easily take out this swordswoman right now. Yeah, like, I think that was a lost opportunity there from Basacely. Now, they are finally going to break down this wall, destroying the stairway, so they will no longer be able to land things on these walls. Alright, so the stairway is done, and now the Lusitani swordsman is going to be able to come back. They do have their shields turned towards them, so they'll probably get some good jabbing tosses into the swordswoman right here. Or they will just walk right past and not have any issue. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is... Oh, man. It's early in the morning for me, and I'm still waking up. Miss Aisley is on their team. I'm dumb. So, yeah, never mind. Scratch everything I just said. It's fine. It's fine. You know, like I said, it's earlier in the day for me. I'm still waking up. I'm sitting here like, why is Miss Aisley not surrounding these swordswomen? Well, it's because Miss Aisley is on their team. Yeah, so, but I do think that what I was saying earlier about sending the Celtic warriors in here by those two tiny units of Celtic warriors in there by themselves was really kind of a waste for the attackers. Those Celtic warriors just kind of got annihilated for no reason. You know, there was nothing there to back them up. They didn't have any other units to help, you know, to help back those units up and give them some support. So I think it was a little bit of a waste of, you know, two Celtic warrior units. Same thing with the Levy Freeman. It's just getting smacked up here on the wall. They might be able to get their archers here into an angle where they can shoot onto this wall. I think that's actually what they're trying to go for, is to get an angle up here. Or they could be going into Lusitania right over here. Suffice to say, Lusitania is not the faction they should have in the front lines. You know, that you get shot. That's what happens as Lusitania. Somebody sees you standing there, especially early game, they're going to shoot you to hell. Big push over here, though. Look at that. A lot of multiple troops coming from Egypt coming in. Look, you got two Galatian swords, and then, okay, here we go. Epirus is going to send in units as well. There we go. Getting some units in there to help back it up. In fact, they might be able to get something into the flank of Miss Aisley here. Now that this unit is engaged, the side of this Galatian Legionary, or this Desert Legionary here, is exposed to the attackers. So they might be able to get one of these Illyrian levies in there, but they got to do it quick. I guess they're not going to support, once again. Like, now this Galatian Legionary is just getting... wow. This Galatian Swordsman is now just getting annihilated by this Desert Legionary. I'm crossing the names together. Yeah, this Galatian Sword as well is just getting really, really beat up here. There we go. Now we got some units coming in from Epirus. Looks like he's going to come and engage this one. Well, no, he's going to get into the flank. I think the downside of that is now his own flank is exposed to the other Desert Legionary here. So this one is surrounded, but this one has got a good side shot. Look at that, right into the backs of the Epirus units. It's a desert cohort here, another Desert Legionary coming to help. Got an Illyrian levy from Epirus in to kind of protect the flank of the Galatian swords here. Miss Aisley is trying to adjust his formation a little bit to kind of alleviate some of the pressure that's being hit from both sides here. He's trying. Now we've got Chosen Swords from our Verney coming in. Hopefully they send in more than just the one, though. They need something that they can put here and something they can put here. Because if they only go to one of these two spots, the other one is going to get really, really good fire in on him. See Cav moving. Numidian cavalry from, or Numidian riders from Miss Aisley. I'm not sure why. Okay, I think he went to move them out of the settlement, but the gate is neutralized, and I don't think he realized. So instead of the cavalry going out here, the cavalry decided it needed to go through here, and obviously it cannot. Having those Epirus troops there, especially the Samnite warriors, is going to make it pretty much impossible to get through that breach right now. Look at that. Oh, man. The Galatian Sword and the Illyrian Levy already gone. And then the other Desert Legionary is just gone kind of into the breach to defend against the Thorax Swords, keeping the flanks of his other troops pretty much clean. So nicely done there. I don't think they're going to push through here right now. Carrying Axeman, Desert Cohort. But then we got a Celtic Warrior up here. Looks like he's throwing some Javies down. Now the Chosen Swords are in. Another Chosen Sword coming through the breach. Oh man, the Javi fire coming from up here. Got to get in here and lock this down, dude. You got to get it in there, lock it down, and get some more troops in. And then they also have to be concerned that they could come in this way if they wanted to, because as of right now, there is nothing coming through this breach to stop Lusitani. Now we got a Lusitani swordswoman coming in to back up the Desert Legionary, and then the Desert Legionary here, or the Desert Cohort, has engaged here. The Chosen Swords will not win that combat, but look at this. He drew him forward past the breach, and look at this. I think they're going to come in here with another unit and try and surround him. There you go. He saw it. He saw it just in time to get his unit out of there. Now the Carrying Axeman coming in against the Desert Cohort. Desert Cohort already at 134 kills. They've only lost 30 men. Up on the walls here, we've got Axe Warriors from Boii going up against the Mercenary Italian Swords. And then we have a Balearic Slinger up on the wall, and he's going to get some really good shots here, especially against the Epirus Archers. But Epirus has gotten to an angle that I think he's trying to get a side angle shot onto the walls. Let's see what's he's not shooting yet. Now we do have shots coming in from Egypt, but I believe it's, shooting in to some of the Balearic Slingers here coming off the wall. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh man, just watch them drop like flies. Carrying Axemen about to fail here. They are not looking good. What are the Balearics at now? They were at 101, now they are at 87, just getting hit really hard there. It's going to hurt even more if Epirus gets his guys into position to shoot. Yeah, Lusitani's just trying to get his Balearics out of there. He knows he can't lose those this early on. So cavalry is out for Boii, a light horse over in the forest over here. I think he's trying to explore just to make sure there's nothing left hidden. We've got the, let's see, 2 Thorough Spear from Egypt protecting the flank of the Gallic Hunters, while we have 2 other Gallic Hunters over here, but they are getting hit pretty hard by Javies. Running real close to the wall, so he's taking damage from the towers and the javelins from the Celtic Warriors. Now we've got a big push. Epirus with Samnite Warriors, and then a Thorax Sword here from Egypt, pushing into the Desert Legionaries from Sicily. We still have the Desert Cohort holding this breach. Now the Balearic Slingers trying to get back up on that wall, trying to get some more shots, but you know, the attackers, they're moving their archers accordingly, getting them kind of more to the right here, getting them a little bit out of that range of the Balearics. Now Egypt is not, so he might still be able to get some shots down. Egypt is shooting back at him on the wall, but that's not going to be great shots for him. So the Balearics might be able to rack up some good kills here. They are shooting at the Thorough Spears right now, but I wouldn't be... Yep, now they're shooting into the archers. Got a fast reload there. This is probably the most, concerted push here from the attackers so far. 4 units coming into this breach, but now we've got some veteran shield warriors from Lusitani coming in. Arty fire coming from Epirus outside of the breach, shooting into this breach. He might be able to get some really good kills there. Oh man. Is he going to the back here to the sword followers? I don't think so. I think he just overshot a little bit. Lusitani swordswomen and Desert Legionaries holding here, but that is getting pretty thin here. Misacely's going to need to send something that way, or maybe even Lusitani can send something, but something's got to go over here, because 45 men versus 121. The Lusitani swordswomen just broke. Completely, totally shattered. I think they got shot to hell, man, because they only have 10 kills and 13 men or 13 women left, I should say. Desert Legionnaires at 84 kills, Chosen Swords at 79, and then up here we've got another push of Chosen Swords against the Desert Legionaries, backed up by some Lusitani swordswomen, and up on the wall, Celtic Warriors going up against Thorax Swords from Egypt. Still a pretty solid push coming here from the attackers. Mostly Epirus right now, but there are some Egyptian troops here behind, getting ready to support. Looks like, did he have to run his arty crew away? Yeah, so it looks like he ran his arty crew off of the artillery itself. I assume he was getting shot, so he got him out of there before he could lose them. But he is actually having to push away from his artillery now. Wow, he basically just had to abandon his artillery. Oof. That's painful, because it looks like they are going to adjust everything over to this side. I mean, I don't mind the move. I think they were a little strung out here. So I like the call that, hey, you know what? We are overextended, so let's kind of condense our forces and make a more concerted push somewhere else. But man, losing that artillery, I mean, it's not gone. Obviously, they could pick it up later, you know, given the circumstances. But for right now, it is out of the game. All right, Thorough Spears coming in on this breach here. Might be trying to get some jabby tosses in on the Lusitani swordswomen here. I mean, that's a good target. Get some really good kills there. Look at that, just racking up kills with those javelins. Down to 123 now. Lusitani realizes, he's like, man, I cannot take that kind of firepower. Especially 2 more Thorough Spears. So 3 Thorough Spears coming in. Also archers. This defense right here is about to collapse. Just on this side, Lusitani cannot deal with that kind of firepower. Cav moving here from Misacely. Got his Numidian riders. Do we have any more Cav coming? Doesn't look like it. But it looks like Arverni and Epirus I thought they had maybe seen it, but they are not responding to it. He's going to go into some of these Samnite warriors, get him in a rear charge there. Not much on that one. 1 kill on that charge there. Now he might break it though. He just might break it. Now Epirus is coming in, and now Arverni's looping around as well. But Sacely's just going to fall that unit back rather than lose it. Probably a good idea there. No point in losing a unit. Lusitani is going into combat. 1 Lusitani swordsman and 1 veteran shield warrior getting in on the Thorough Spears, but the archer fire coming in from Epirus is pretty vicious. They're just getting wasted here. Veteran shield warriors are still looking relatively healthy. But just mass jabby volleys, archer fire, everything just coming in on this veteran shield warrior. They've kind of slowed down. There we go, that's why, because Boei got his light horse and went in on the archers. Got him to stop shooting, but I am intrigued he did lose the opportunity to hit a clean Gallic Hunter there. You know, we went into the unit that was running away. That Gallic Hunter was just sitting there. I would have gone for the Gallic Hunter and gotten some of those kills. But he got out of there, only lost 13 men, so nothing too bad, and I don't think he... I mean, it looks like he got a decent amount of kills here, guys. I think it's probably that unit right there. 33 out of 120. Nice play there by Bowie. Nicely done. So it looks, like I said, it looks like they're going to concentrate their pushes here in this area. I'm wondering if they started wishing they had maybe busted a hole here as well or something. Would have been a little more, would have kind of taxed the defenders a little bit more, making them kind of have to back that defense up. And then we got sword followers up on the wall, shooting their jabbies down in the Galatian swords. But yeah, man, that veteran shield warrior is just getting hit very, very hard by javelins and archers. He's about to break that thorough spear, though. He adjusted to hit the other thorough spear from Epirus, but this one, wavering, has not broken yet. Is he going to solidify and stay in the combat? Yeah, that veteran shield warrior is about to break. They need to get something else in to kind of help solidify this line. And now the sword followers coming from Bowie going to get into the Epirus thorough spears. And then more Celtic warriors here from Bowie coming to help. Another veteran shield warrior from Lusitani as well. Lusitani, if he put his slingers right here, he could get some really good shots into the back, especially against the Cretan archers. Thorax swords going in on the Desert Legionaries. The Thorax swords should win that. They're a much healthier unit. And then Jabby tosses coming from the Carrion Axemans into the Desert Legionaries behind. Mercenary Sam Knights up in combat against this small Desert Legionary and a Lusitani swordswoman. Then up on the wall we got a Celtic warrior. Celtic warrior going against Thorax sword. Man, that hurts losing that Greek ballista there. He's still got the crew, but it's going to be difficult for him to go get that arty without losing it. Really, really good jabby shots coming from the sword followers and Celtic warriors. Doing a lot of damage on the attackers there. And they do have that another Celtic warrior up on the walls here. Then arty fire coming from Assaisli. This is a really, really clumped area here for the attackers. So the artillery can get some really good shots here. What are we at? 88 kills so far. What's he at now? Oh, man. 92. 93. A little high there. A little bit of a grind fight in this one. Thorough Spears switched out for the Samnite Warriors. I mean, the Thorough Spears really aren't going to get much more kills than the Samnite Warriors would have. Not in the melee combat, at least. More Celtic warriors, some more veteran shields here. The Balearics duking it out with the Cretan archers. He's got to be careful, though. Epirus has his Cretan archers lined up over here. I bet he's going to start shooting in as well. Yep, he noticed he's going to get out of it. If the attackers were to take their archers over here and set them up like right here, the archers could get some really good back shots into that defense there. It would really help get through these Celtic warriors and sword followers a lot faster. Got some breaking happening here. Lucinari swordswomen breaking, but there's a sword follower and a desert cohort there. And then here they were wavering, the Desert Legionaries, but they are steady again. Cav moving for Epirus, moving over to the left side. That's why the Numidian riders back out from Assaisli. I don't really see targets though. I don't know where you're going for here. I think he's going to lose his Numidian rider for nothing. Yep. I mean, he's kind of caught up. The Italian cav kind of got caught in his own troops there, but the Numidian riders are going to be out of the game. I don't see it. Yeah, they're broken, shattered, gone. It hurts. I think it was a little bit of a waste for that cav unit there from the Knights of L. Still got the mercenary Italian cav left. They do still have the Boei light horse over here, and they are moving. Arverni is moving his archers, trying to get him out of there. But the issue is they need to move something to it. They need to move something. There we go. Nice arty shot getting in on the archers as they were running away. 98 kills so far on it. This is an interesting one. I mean, the balance power is pretty much dead even still. We're going to get a free cav unit. Oh, yes. Look at that. The defenders weren't paying attention to one of the breaches. Mercenary Italian cav coming through the breach right now. Oh, he pulled off. He totally could have got through that. Oh, man, that is a huge break for the defenders. Huge break. Man. He absolutely could have gotten that cav in the city, and that would have been a pain in the ass by itself for the defenders, but he pulled off at the last second. He had a clean route into the city that Gatuli tribesmen would not have been able to stop him. But he pulled off. I mean, maybe he was just worried about risking his cavalry, I guess. Light horse is moving again for Boei. So, I mean, it's a good move from the defenders. This one unit of cavalry is keeping the attackers busy. You know, it's keeping them worried about, like, oh, got to keep an eye on that cav. Got to keep an eye on that cav. So, I mean, it is doing something, even if it's not getting a lot of kills. It is keeping the attackers busy with it. Do we have a... Alright, so... Similar to what we saw in the previous game, this is a no-no right here. Got the pikes, but then we have a thorough spear right in front of the pikes, and it's not supposed to be that way. The rules for this tournament were that there could be no stacking as long as the pikemen had pikes in hand. And they were just doing that. That included having a unit on top of the weapons of the pikemen. So that was a no-no there. Lots of Javi fire coming up from the Celtic warriors off the walls. I think it's the right move here from the defenders. They're adjusting and they're going to fall back and kind of form this little kill box here. This way the pikes have to pick a way they gotta go. They can either go left or right. Oh, look at that. More veteran shield warriors coming in from Lusitani. Oh, the Javi fires from the sword follower. These pikemen are just getting eaten apart by Javi fire, slinger fire. Emperor's gonna get his mercenary free charge in on the light horse. Oh, man. Yep, Italian cav is winning decisively now. A lot of fire coming in on the tribal slingers, but they are shooting back, getting into the back lines here for the attackers. Yeah, this side just doesn't look like it's going anywhere for the attackers. I think they are really relying on this push right here to be their kind of breaker. Tribal slingers are, you know, they're shooting back, not getting a ton of kills, but we do have some more Balearic slingers and Iberian slingers from Lusitani moving in to help assist that. Defenders, I mean, it doesn't look like the defenders have that much left, but I mean, they're still held up right where they need to be. Small choke points, so really, in reality, they don't need quite as much troops. Nice Javi tosses from the Chosen Sword up onto the wall. Same thing with the slingers getting up on the wall there. It's kind of trading jabby tosses from the attackers and slinger shots from the defenders. Got to be careful though. Empress has got his archers over on this side because that cavalry's gone. There's nothing to keep them busy, so now they can set their archers up and start counter-offing these slingers here. Slingers aren't going to be able to do much about that. They got one of the veteran shield warriors going on the wall to counter the chosen swords. They will win that, but I think it'll depend on how much damage they take from the jabbies or archers from on the ground over here. Man, the balance power is still almost dead even. I would say that I think it's a tiny bit in favor of the defenders at this point, but it is by no means a game that is over.
Keep watch.
Ooh, man, the veteran shield's getting shot really hard by archers, with more archers coming to help. Now, Lusitani is putting one of his Balearic slingers onto the wall to try and shoot and counter them. Yeah, Empress noticed, and he's moving his archers out of the angle there. But Arverni's archers are just sitting right there. The Balearics here could get some really good shots. And now that they have control of the wall, they can move their archers or their slingers over here and continue shooting on the Empress archers. Man, that veteran shield is just, man, it's one thing, like, there's nothing worse than being a unit or being a faction like Lusitani and just the entire game you're getting shot all the time. You're getting shot, and like, it's painful and it's frustrating. And this unit's just standing there, just getting annihilated. That unit's gonna break. He's not gonna get a single kill on this unit because it is getting annihilated by archers, and he's not doing anything about it. He might have caught it just in time. Wavering, shaken, steady, but he's down to 50 out of 160 with 0 kills. That just, oh man, that hurts. Now the Glacier, or the Egyptian general moving up the Royal Thorax Sword. Still a pretty big push. Like I said, I think this is the attackers. I think this is their biggest hope, is right here. Can they do enough? But once again, I wish that they were bringing their archers over here and shooting into the back of this defense. They would eat through it far faster than they are, especially because they're outmatched by these sword followers. The sword followers are a far better unit. Same thing with some of the Lusitani units that were in there. And really, there's nothing to stop them from moving over this way. You know, if they have their archers here, the defenders really can't do anything about it. They could put a slinger up here, I guess, but then you just leave, you know what I mean? Just run away. But at this point, there's nothing that the defenders could do to stop the attackers from shooting from this angle. I think it's just a missed opportunity there. Desert Cohort, 194 kills, and then Sword Followers with 136. Nicely done there. They got a Pike coming in this way. Looks like they're maybe going to kill box it. Oathsworn, 60 kills. 125 in the Desert Legionary. 123 on the Celtic Warriors. Going for a jabby toss, I think, on the back. Didn't get it. Dry fire. But here comes the slinger fire. Tribal slingers shooting into the pikes from Egypt. Nothing so far.
Faster! Reload!
Yeah, this side is now getting really, really thin for the defenders. Alright, Naked Warriors going in, but we got a grace here by the Royal Peltist. Didn't quite get through, though. Where did Arverni's archers go? Not sure where they went. We can't see them, but I'm assuming they're probably in a similar place.
Take it now!
Royal Peltis, 54 kills, only lost 10 men. Got a couple slingers moving back over, but the Royal Thorax Sword here by Egypt is going to try and grease around.
Forward! Warriors!
Could be a little difficult here. Got a glacier or a Desert Legionary coming in. Needs to get into that ASAP. All right, there's the Arverni archers shooting into the defense here. Veteran Shield Warriors, 44 kills, down to 48 men, just getting hammered by archer fire right now. But now here comes the Lusitani Nobles. Pikes are going to advance again, but the Oathsworn and Nobles are probably going to defend that. Celtic Bows. Celtic Bows only 30 kills. They get some really good shots into these Pikes. It's a good target. I don't know if he's going to do it, though. Doesn't look like it. I think he's going to try and get his Lusitani Nobles into the side of the Royal Thorax Sword. That is not a good spot for the Royal Thorax. They are not completely surrounded, but they are surrounded. They've got the Desert Legionary in front and then the Lusitani Noble behind. So I think Egypt's gen got a little overextended. Oh man, especially with this slinger fire coming right into his side there. Oh, that hurts, guys. That's not going to look good. Let me see. The Royal Thorax Sword is just getting melted. He has 78 kills, so he's gotten some good kills here, but he is just getting annihilated. The Royal Pelt is up to 83, is lost to 58. Now we got Naked Warriors, another unit of Naked Warriors from Boei coming in. Probably going to come in around on the side like that. One Pike down. What about the other Pike? 90 out of 160. No Pikes out, so if they can get into it, they can do some damage here. Yep, Oathsworn is in on the Pikes without their Pikes out. Oh, those Pikes are just going to get annihilated here by the Oathsworn and the Lusitani Nobles. Not good. Oh, man. No. Look at the balance of power. It is just moving fully in the way of the defenders at this point. I think just some overextensions in some places is kind of what led to this. Lusitani has got his slingers up here counteracting what the Gallic Hunters are doing here, because the Gallic Hunters are still shooting into the Naked Warriors. Nice slinger fire, though. Trying to get the Royal Peltis gen out of there, but I don't think the Royal Thorax is going to make it. 93 kills. I mean, he might. 21 men left. Yep, looks like he did get it out of there. But on this side, it is done for the defenders. They can now start pushing in. Careful, though. The Epirus Greek Ballista, their crew is still moving up. He might be able to sneak something in there. Might be able to do some damage with it. Yeah, just a lot of routing happening here. Not much left for the attackers. Defenders are starting to move their elites in or down this street. Getting in Oathsworn, Lusitani Nobles. Man, I think that's GG, guys. I don't like to call it, but I think that's it. Light Horse getting into the archers for Arverni. 81 kills for the Light Horse now. One unit gone. Now it's going to be the second one. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start fast forwarding. I think that's pretty much it. Just finishing up the cleanup stage here for the defenders. One Oathsworn versus a Lusitani Noble and a Sword Follower. I guess the Oathsworn's not in the combat. 160 on the Oathsworn, 186 on the Sword Follower, and that is GG. So, Battle 2 is ended here. So I believe Battle 2 goes to the Knights of L. So for Boyai here, we have Legacy with 2,017 kills, 160 on the Oathsworn, 141 on the Light Horse Cavalry. Archers did okay, 72 on that one. Axe Warriors with 234. His Celtic Warriors did really well, 147, 162, 126, 142. And then Sword Followers 155, 176, and 186. Then Marius has Lusitani with 1,938 kills, 100 and 111 on the Nobles, but they're two healthy units still. 381 and 267 on the Slingers. Really well done there. And then, you can tell which ones got shot to death, you know what I mean? But 127 on the Swordswomen, 220 on the Veteran Shields, and then a couple over 100. Then finally, Pie Man with 1,856 kills, 106 on the Heavy Numidian Skirmishers. Then for his infantry, 345, 157, 167, 157 and 151, and 317 on the Desert Legionaries. 147 on the Desert Cohort. Then for the attackers, the Total War community, Barrel Games as Arverni with 1,628 kills. Light Horse, 72 kills. His archers did pretty well, 139, 187, 104 on the Oathsworn. His gen unfortunately broke before it could do much damage. But then his infantry, not fantastic, 185, 130, 118, 116. But, a lot of them under 100, so not great there. Solid still. H2O with 1,686 kills, 93 on his general. His archers did pretty well, 116, 142, 117. Then Galatian Swords with 131, 106, 100. Then his Thorough Spears, really nicely done there, 198, 165. And then Thorax with 110, 101. Then finally, Hannibal Barca is Epirus with 1,290 kills. Unfortunately, that Greek Ballista did not work out today. 91 kills on the Royal Peltis Gen, 141 and 171 on the two archers, and then his infantry just not getting as much as I think he wanted to out of that. But that is going to be GG for game number 2. Now that does mean that we will be going to a land battle next. The land battle will decide who will attack and who will defend in the final tiebreaker of this matchup between the Total War community versus the Knights of L. So we will see you guys next time.